Italiano? Sì, io parlo molto bene italiano perché ho abitato lì per 2 anni, mangiato pasta, pizza, preso un po' di muscoli e questo accento è bellissimo. Sì. Ciao. Buongiorno.
Buongiorno.
You are cool. You are Mr. Cool. Doing the coolest of things. I don't know, just like, thanks.
Arigato.
Arigato.
Much needed, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, I guess.
Like if I would be you and I want to go and visit Ibiza, I would rent a fairly decent boat. And I would try and spend maybe 3 or 4 days between Ibiza, Formentera.
Yeah.
And then once you are fed up of partying, get the boat and go to see the 2 or 3 islands there, which is Mallorca, Menorca.
Menorca is the smallest?
Yeah, and then you go more on a relaxed trip with your mates and just have fun in the boat, you know, but visiting good places.
A good race would be nice, some good celebrations, and then we continue the party into Amsterdam next week, and then, but it's nice. I think the crazy thing with that is I heard I think I'm the 19th driver in the history to make 200, so that makes me feel quite special. Well, I don't know if that's the word, but just privileged. It's one of the great tracks that you have just as much fun on Saturday as you do Sunday. You know, it's an awesome track to qualify, but also the race. You know, you can overtake, you can race hard, big slipstreams. It's like a complete circuit.
How was your summer break? Was it much needed?
Much needed, yeah. I think, yeah, much needed. Just even from like a recovery point of view, like just to switch off and just kind of recharge the batteries and all that stuff. And I think mentally just get a break as well. You know, obviously I've been, like, let's say, trying really hard this year to make some results happen, and I think, yeah, sometimes now you just, it was a good time just to actually step away and give also like the brain a rest. So we're back though, soon enough, and we're back.
I think in Spa, be certain about the weather is very difficult. So, because in the end, it looks really well now, but what the important is what is happening when the green flag comes in qualifying. As soon as there's a dry lane, and we feed the slicks, that's the situation we need to manage. So we need to be ready for all of them and be sure that we have options on the cars with for both conditions. And understand that sometimes we need to make decisions with the information we had at that point, and then we can see the forecast as everybody else, but we cannot be 100% sure or not what's going to happen.
Sticking a bit of foam on my gun, right? I get a sore thumb. Oh, really?
I think it's a lot of learning in these conditions because drivers don't have many chances to drive on this inter wet, trying a little bit track. and it's a good touch base for the drivers, particularly to understand the track conditions, each one of the corners, what it dries earlier, what it dries later, what it stays wetter, for instance breaking points that they will find later in qualifying potentially more wet than the others, what part of the track dries earlier, particularly today the track, the environment, the weather conditions are very similar apart from the rain, and that's very important as well, just to check our settings for the wet and everything is we're happy with them, and the car balance in general feels okay, but it's all about to be on the right tires at the right moment on the track.
423. Well, at least it weren't your new nuts.
Simply, so these are the tyres that we just used in the session,
Yeah.
and I'm quite simply just weighing them.
Why?
So we weigh them before they get used, and then we weigh them after they get used. So these are just the balancing weights I'm taking off now. So yeah, just remove the balancing weights, and then these tyres are done with, so they'll go around the corner, get washed, and then we'll send them straight back to Pirelli. Obviously after they've run they get covered in loads and loads of brake dust, rubber pickup, other bits from the circuit.
Yeah.
So what these dryers are doing now is they're going to go back to Pirelli, have the tyres stripped off, and then we take our wheels back at the end of the event.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tom, can we afford to wait a minute or something?
A little bit, maybe a bit less. If you want to do push, pull, push twice, you want to get going. So I think that's good. Any news? Yeah, he's fine, but they might take for an X-ray for his elbow, but that was it. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you. Yeah, got it.
Brother. Mate, the track is so hard to read. Like, I was sure it was going to be extremes, and then inters, it just drives so quick. So bizarre. I mean, it's one of the fastest corners on the calendar, so of course, any crash in Eau Rouge is big. But yeah, look, like luckily kind of the impact was absorbed a lot. So that was quite good. Like it wasn't like a big solid stop. You know, the car kind of slowly came to a halt. So generally that takes away a lot of the energy. So I mean, I don't want to say that's a positive, but of course for the circumstances, it's tough because you you don't want to be the guy saying I don't want to drive, but the truth is the conditions just weren't safe enough. So that's Spa. You know, you get these conditions, and I never thought we would have ended the session on intermediate. I have no idea how the track dried like that, so it's so unpredictable. But obviously at the time and with hindsight, I think we didn't have to go out that session, but I don't want to say this and that, it just, we'll learn from it.
Feeling? Not too bad. Not too bad.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hello. How are you? I just hope it doesn't rain that much that we can push it back to like 6 p.m. Kick it forward. Because my feet get wet. Yeah. Like my socks, all my socks are saturated. It's the worst. Yeah. Rain, honestly. I know. Put that on Unboxed. Rain. Could this not be somewhere warm? Like, does it have to be? Yeah. I don't think anyone cares about the background right now. Thanks. May I please? Thanks. All right. Your hands, definitely. Yeah. Your hands are like pretty soaked straight away. And then you kind of just, it's like a progressive soak. Like, so you kind of just get colder and wetter the longer it goes.
Is Lando Norris the second most attractive driver on the grid?
I think that's for the fans to decide. I appreciate you said second though. That's for the fans to decide. What do you think, Lando?
Are you really bruised? Like my elbow is. You hit the elbow. Yeah, but like backwards, not against the side, backwards onto like some boxes and stuff. The good old boxes. Yeah. Shall we go inside? Yeah. Can we?
What's up, buddy? All good? Yeah, you? You alright?
Oh, good.
How's the elbow?
It's better.
Good.
It's better than what it was.
Good.
Thanks for putting the car back together.
No worries, mate. No worries.
Wasn't too much of a late night, was it?
No, we didn't break curfew. But we pretty much got it stripped and some of the internals back in.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, we weren't too bad.
Unusual circumstances here. What's your update in terms of weather? Is this cloud going to pass through?
Well, it doesn't look like it's going to get heavier. I'm not sure it's going to pass through. The track's obviously soaking wet. I think the race is going to be total chaos, which will probably be good for the viewers and probably be good for some of the teams and probably a bad day for some of the teams. So I know which side we hope to be on.
There's a surprise.
It's mad, isn't it?
It's like this, we won't race today.
I'm gonna stay in.
I'll go.
The latest we can run.
3 hours after the theoretical race at start, when it was 3 o'clock, turn to 6.
Brutal out there, eh? Even behind safety car, I wasn't going full throttle because I couldn't see Lewis. So I didn't even know where he was. Trying to stay like active enough because I mean, yeah, you just don't know. We could get a 10-minute call and we could be out, so trying to amuse myself a bit, but then just staying warm, doing some little bits of exercises in the back as well. But yeah, it's hard because you don't want to like burn too much, but you also want to stay ready to get the call. We all want the race to obviously happen, but it can't with the weather, so we're all in, you know, like, let's say we're in it together, but we just, circumstances out of our control. But I mean, on the driver's grade as well before, there were some dudes without t-shirts on, like, they're ready for it, but yeah, we'll see what happens.
What a day. What a day to be alive, eh?
I think it's done. They should just make their mind up and let's go to Zandvoort. I mean, it's no one's fault. Like, I'm sad, the fans are sad, I'm sure, but we can't, that's it, you know, sometimes it's like this, and you know, it doesn't happen very often, so that's the good news, you know, that this is like a once in a every, I don't know, 20 years situation. So look, I mean, the fans were awesome. They stayed in the rain all day. I mean, this rain is just doesn't want to stop. So oh yeah, it's no one's fault today. It's just that's how it is. Because the rain is falling, all us cars, we go over the track, like we create a little bit of a line, but the next lap we come back because the rain's falling, the line is gone. So the aquaplaning never improved. So the way that we could race today is that we needed the rain to stop, even for a little bit, so that could be created, but the rain never gave us a chance. It never stopped all day. It's crazy.
Yesterday, you are very frustrated today?
Of course, we didn't get a drive, but it was also only half points, I think, in the end for everyone, so it's not like it hurts me too much. The main people, you know, I'm within the championship, didn't really score any points, like Bottas and Charles and so on, so
It could have been worse, but yeah, you know, we're here to go racing. We want to drive even if it's wet, but now it was too dangerous. So annoyed. I'm sure everyone here in Spa is, even the spectators, but it was the correct decision in the end. It seems like the difference in cars between us and Mercedes and Red Bull isn't so much, and I feel like I can maybe prove a little bit more also as me as a driver, what I'm capable of doing when it's raining. Maybe not how it ended. I don't want to prove this again, but yeah, it obviously evens everything out a little bit more. And even with George finishing P2 now, it shows it's not all about the car. The driver needs to do a very good job as well. So of course, if it rains, I look forward to it, and I want to make up for what happened. But we'll reset. You know, if it's dry, we still know where we are. We're not going to have the quickest car, but we'll keep trying.